Hey everybody, how's it going? It is the Fantasy Rugby Games. My name's Jared Dyke.
I'm Ben Glauser.
Let's go. Let's get to it. Welcome in. Sorry we're recording so late this week. Life happens, you know. We do have real jobs.
Well, jobs.
I know. Some people say, I've had so many people just look at me like, you don't have a real job. Fuck you, I don't.
Yeah, right?
Dude, I am up at like 4:30 in the morning. You can bite me that I don't have a real job. Get over it.
Yeah. But what is a real job? I mean, yeah.
Better to have a job you like than a job you hate. That's all I know.
If you do what you love, you never work a day in your life.
All
Speaking of which,
let's crack some. Let's crack on here. Check us out on all your favorite podcast apps. Send us a review. Rate us. You know, download us is usually nice too. But
we would appreciate that.
Yeah, the reviews and the rates are also semi-important. But either way, we do appreciate that you're here with us just the same. Yay! No spill.
Nicely done. Now I set this to this side so I'm not buffalo.
Attaboy. I almost, that one video we had, I almost buffaloed. I was like, whoops, no. Make sure that you get your TRM upgrades. It's going to be a huge weekend for it. Obviously, Six Nations is kicking back in. Granted, they only have 2 matches, but you're still going to want to know who's starting along with your Prem team, since everybody just seems to want to blow shit up, you know, from the Prem coaches. Like, yeah, let's see what way I can fuck with your lineup today.
Right. Let me start a mix of A and B sides, and
it's been painful. I was rough last week. I ate 20 points, and I didn't even end up getting a starting scrum half who got dropped eventually anyway. I was like, oh, goddamn. So that's not great. But yeah, get yourself your TRM upgrade. It'll save you a few headaches here and there, and hopefully some embarrassment from your friends and all that good stuff. Make sure you check out our friend, the Fantasy Rugby Geek. He was just on our second favorite podcast the other day.
FRD.
Yeah, gave us a shout out and he was very kind to point out that we are very good about making sure that he knows when we beat him. Yeah, but he'll beat us one day. I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely, and we will hear all about it.
Yeah, and that's okay. That's justified. That'll be justified.
It's one of those like all we're doing is like digging a little bit deeper.
Yeah, he's gonna whomp one of us big time.
Yes, and it's probably gonna be me.
Might be me in that second league, man.
Yeah,
I'm awful in that.
Right.
But yeah, make sure you check out our buddy. He's definitely worth a look. You know, get your tips in, especially with all the competitions that are going on this weekend. You are gonna want help, I promise.
Yes.
You know, he's definitely a good source to return to. Speaking of FRD, we are looking for anybody that's stateside to have like a stateside FRD. If you happen to be in the Boston area, please email us. But anyway, we would like to have a stateside FRD next year for Prem. I don't want to be, you know, elitist or anything like that, but I'd like to see if we can at least put together an 8-team league.
Yeah, that would be great.
Guys from the States for that. So if you are stateside and you want to try your hand at this and see how bad you can embarrass us, then we certainly welcome you. FantasyRugbyPodcast@gmail.com. We'll keep plugging this throughout the end of the year here, and hopefully we can get that going come September. Little player movement, just a little.
So, well, yeah.
Red Path leaving. We talked about that. Ashton leaving Sale as well.
Yeah,
going to Quinn's. I wonder
what's going on at Sale.
Over there.
I know.
Open up the books.
Yeah, right. Goody had some things to say about that.
Yeah,
it says things might not exactly be on the up and up.
Yeah. Steve Diamond, can you just go ahead and open your mouth and shove that foot right in there? You jerk.
That's a big mouth and a big foot right there.
Because he was talking so much shit when the salary cap stuff hit. And now it appears he might have a few problems of his own. So you're welcome, Steve Diamond.
This is what happens.
And then Ryan Mills on his way to Worcester. And I saw the video that they dropped, and they mentioned very underrated player, and I absolutely agree. Super underrated player. Worcester this is a huge loss for Worcester. Nobody's gonna talk about how big it is unless you're familiar with Worcester, but Ryan Mills is a fantastic player, and the second he gets capped, the better, honestly, for England's sake. he's going to be a hell
Lock
of an addition.
him up.
Yeah, he's going to be a hell of an addition over there. I don't know where he's going to fit into that midfield. Somebody's leaving, whether it's Gopworth retiring or Fekitoa moving on, Sopawaga moving on. Somebody's going to have to move on from that midfield. I don't know who, but otherwise he's just going to be...
Or you bump him out to wing or something.
I don't know if Mills could play wing. I could think of one of the other guys maybe playing wing.
Right.
Or dropping to fullback maybe, but that's about it. Little whip around for MLR.
And then
what else?
Nadolo?
What is he?
Or no,
not.
who's signing? Who signed? I'm blanking on it, but whoever signed with was it Leicester?
Did not
the
see
wing that went from. Hold on.
Let's update this because this is something I did not see.
I thought we talked.
While my head was buried in.
And yeah, the Mani Lindolo will be a Leicester Tiger next season.
Whoa, that's a big thing for them.
Yes, it's big. Well, I have mixed feelings about this.
Well, because the biggest thing that you heard the two former Tigers talk about on Pod, they just bemoaned how bad their recruiting has been at Leicester as well, and this is obviously somebody answering that call between the signing of him, Tafua, who I thought was a fantastic signing for them. So they're at least trying to right that part.
Right. I think the issue though to me is a number which is 32, and you look around that Leicester team and they're old.
They're getting up there, yeah.
And how are you going to be better? I don't like. I mean, they have a lot of issues on other spots, and they're not that poor off at wing. It's just they don't get the ball to the wing enough.
Small problem.
They don't have a fly half, but that's beside the point.
Different story for a different day, I guess.
I guess the point is it's almost like it's a good signing, good player, but how are they going to use him?
Yeah, maybe that's the question that needs to be asked.
Right. That's my only concern is that you're kind of if you're going to invest in a player to bring in, invest in a player that can really fill a need. And I don't see how he fills a need. It's like the step up for him from whoever they would have at his position. Whoever he's replacing.
Olofella maybe.
Right. Olofella's not bad. I mean, he's not Nadolo, but he's not bad. But he's not good in that they don't really get him involved enough. So yeah, he could help, and he's going to help, but I'm not sure that the return on investment, that's I guess where I am, is high for that. I think they could have done better, but at the same time, I don't know who was available. I don't know who else they were looking at. So good get.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's as helpful as it could be.
Yeah, we'll find out if there's some exiting going on as well that maybe we don't know about yet as well. That could be
all sorts of fun things like that are in play.
Yep. All right, let's go to our local league now. MLR whip around. I did watch our guys a little bit the Sunday night game as well. We'll talk about those in a second, but just go through the scores here. NOLA 21, San Diego 25. That sounds like that was a pretty big comeback for San Diego. They stay unbeaten, I believe. Austin 19, DC 28. DC continues to cause problems for everybody else. Look out. Colorado 22, Utah 14. I think Utah's weaker than they led on to start. Seattle 44, New England 29. We'll get to that in a second. Atlanta 18, Toronto 28. Toronto is not a team to be fucked with. Big time. Houston 23, New York 31. Let's go back to our friends, the Free Jacks. You and I were texting the next morning because I think we were both way too tired to even try. It was late here.
It was late here, so I was like, I'm watching this. I don't know if Jared is, and it's like 11 o'clock at night. I'm not texting.
Bothering.
We kind of, for as much as we do text each other, we kind of are good about putting it away at times.
Yeah, there comes a point where it's like, all right, let's put that
late.
to bed.
I'm not going to assume that he's up, and I'm not going to...
No, and I'm not going to wake him up.
Right.
But yeah, I did watch this, and we were texting the next day. When the Free Jacks were hot, they were hot. When they were not, they were dog shit. It was bad. Obviously, their defense got carved up 2-3 times off first phase, maybe first 3 phases, and just went to hell.
They played really well outside of those spots when they fell asleep. So it was like you'd have 30 minutes of really great rugby, and they would actually like. And again, Seattle's a very good team. I'm really glad the Free Jacks are done with this trip now because
we got one more.
But
they got NOLA coming up here.
Oh god, yeah, I forgot. But yeah, that'll be one more really rough match.
Yeah.
But they've played three or four of the best teams in the league
For sure.
and yeah, their record's not looking so hot, but that's just because they're playing the best teams. Like, I'm looking
still
forward
managing to scrape out bonus points here
Right.
and there too. That's the other thing that
yeah,
shouldn't be lost on it.
they were scoring, like they were looking very good. It's just that they would give up 15 points in like 3 minutes or so.
Yeah,
And it's just like
fell asleep for a little bit. Got to fix those rough
you can't give up like You can't give up like 3 scores in.
Yeah, just
in a short period of time.
Just guys falling asleep on defense, especially up the middle, which is a cardinal sin.
Right.
Yeah, guys just not paying attention to what the hell's going on. You know, you got to cover J.P. Smith. He's not gonna. He's gonna take his opportunities, and he definitely did. Sema looked really good for Seattle as well. I think this is his first game back since kind of being banged up.
Yeah,
So I think he got banged up in preseason. He looked very good. That boot is on for him. So Seattle's got a lot to look forward to in that. John Poland looked really good, and especially in that individual effort there that he scored off. I was like, "Is this gonna?" That came off. Oh wow, he's in. That was.
They've scored some entertaining tries.
They definitely have. I like Poland. I think his service is snappy. I just need him to move the ball a wee bit quicker. But I mean, he shows all kinds of quality for sure. So I'm, once Leader gets healthy, that'll be a great 9-10 combination.
Yes,
for
it
sure.
will. That's really looking forward to that in a little over a week.
And other player movement, Ben Landry
Yes,
signing for the Free
Yes.
Jacks from Ealing Trailfinders. Yes, I am so excited about that.
Right.
I was like, woo. So him and Larson possibly in the second row, or he goes to flank. I don't know which one, but I don't care.
I don't know. However
he's getting in there either way.
Right. Put him out there and let him do his thing.
We'll sort that out.
Yeah.
I did watch a little bit of the Houston, New York. I just want to say one thing. That field in Houston, this is their new stadium. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah, I haven't.
It was beautiful. The SaberCats logo is right in the middle of the field. Okay. It looked like they had a decent crowd there. The pitch is perfect. So I will say, if you are in the Houston area or you go to Houston and you have a chance to go to the SaberCats game, that looks like a great spot to catch some rugby. And they played a pretty good brand over there. What the hell was his name? Mr. Do Everything for them. Was it Simmons?
Oh, can't remember.
But yeah, Windsor. That's the one. Oh man, this dude was doing everything for them. But New York just has too much quality in their team. Hanko Hammersice was playing, and I was just like, oh, I forgot they had him too. So they're going to be a scary outfit when they're firing.
Yes,
especially if Terminator's playing pretty well. And he looked like he didn't miss a beat. It's Houston 23, New York 31. They showed some fight, but I think an intercept try ended up being their undoing at the end. All right, let's go to some Prem. Friday night. At the King's home. 17, Gloucester 17, Sale 23. This had some ups and downs. This had some, Gloucester showed some spark, and then they would go to sleep. And case in point, the Marlon Yard try.
Oh God, that was just awful.
Yeah,
awful. Just
this is why you clear your lines, kids.
Right. Here, let's just drop it, and then everybody look at it while Marlon Yard's like, "Oh, look what I found."
Yeah.
There's nobody in front of me. Here I go.
Yeah. You couldn't give him an easier try, really.
No.
Outside of like an easy intercept, that's about it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was so disappointing.
And then between that and then the 12 trees try,
that was hilarious.
They needed a barrister, and luckily there was one right there, like reviewing every piece of it.
I know.
And we go back again to the commentators don't seem to know the laws.
Shocker.
Right, and that's just it was something I did kind of want to talk about earlier, but when we were doing our planning for the show, but
case in point,
rugby isn't the only sport with problems. I harp on it.
Oh yeah.
So when I say it's annoying that the commentators don't know the laws, that's true of football. Like they don't know what the hell they're talking about.
No,
that's true of all.
No, they do not.
It seems like baseball is the only sport where, in America anyway, and maybe basketball, where the commentators are like they know what they're talking about.
Very on it.
mean, basketball's fairly simple, and baseball goes so fucking slow that it's pretty hard to. And there's
you have loads of time to analyze that,
right? But yeah, to see certain things, like there's just some things where the commentators don't know what they're talking about, and the off the top of the shoulder and the head, yeah, it's fine, play on, like it's on the arm, it's on a knock.
And we have a Billy 12 trees try,
right? And then we had the knock, the hit off the head that just shoots forward, and the sail players are mucking around and
get on it, dude.
And 12 trees just jumps on it, and they're like, "Was he onside?" Yep, he got put onside. Good enough. Good try.
Yeah,
that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was obviously it was an entertaining match. Gloucester showed a lot of fight, but they just didn't quite have enough and couldn't get over the line. So they fall 17-23 to Sale.
Rough for Gloucester. They're dropping down the table.
Yeah, they seem to just not quite be able to figure out.
No, they're at 9.
Yeah, but there's a lot of room to move.
Sure. Yeah.
Mid-table to even 4.
I mean, hell, Wasps went from bottom of the table they've had 2 5-point wins recently, and now they
must be Champions
they're
Cup
at 7 now.
Okay, close.
They're just out. They're a point behind the Irish.
Okay.
Yeah, but so it doesn't take that much. Gloucester's at 25 points. They're only 2 points behind Wasps. So there's a lot to play. There's you're looking at 5 points separate the 5th place from 9th. So one good week, and all of a sudden they're up in Champions Cup contention.
100%. Yep. They have the ability to turn around. They just need to fucking do it. There's a big difference. Let's go to possibly the most controversial match of the weekend. Quins and Exeter. Quins 34, Exeter 30. I mean, we can talk about the 2 young fly halves in this game. Eddie, are you watching? The 2 young fly halves in this game that played miraculous games. Marcus Smith, the inform 10 in the Prem. I don't know if there's another one.
Right.
I don't know if there's anybody better right now. Why he doesn't get an England cap beats the whole. Well,
because you have to have George Ford.
Fuck's sake. I have to say, I love when I'm fucking right. Of the 3 fly halves that we had a question about this weekend.
Right.
Who was the one that picked Marcus Smith?
You were.
This guy.
Yep.
So, this dude, he hasn't scored below 20 since the one game.
Yeah.
The one game this year. Everything else has been 22 plus. So I will. I'll take that all day long.
Yeah, he's pretty excellent.
He's in my lineup now. I made that switch a little while ago. Yeah, I love Sheedy, but he was just being more consistent.
Yeah, he is. And as much, and obviously you want to talk about Joe Simmons too, because he was fucking amazing.
Yes, great.
But I want to talk about another player, because Joe Simmons had a lot of help. And I want to single out, if you're a coach out there, and you want to show your young scrum half what it looks like when a scrum half is, like, the decisions they make and the way they play. Nick White in this match, unbelievable. Like the tries that Exeter scored were, a lot of them were set up because Nick White was taking a lot of lateral runs and cutting off defenders that way. So if you look at the Joe Simmons try, White takes a lateral run with a wedge runner, and the two of them take out like 5 Quins.
Quins defender. Yep.
And so he passes it out the back to Simmons, who has like 2 or 3 players out wide on 2 defenders. So Nick White, with just a little bit of a run, takes out more than half of the defenders and just frees up the space for and credits to Joe Simmons, because he made a hell of a move,
100%.
Or had a hell of a run. But like with scrum half to do little things like that, and I single out that one play, but he was doing that all match. He did that actually even to set that up, because right before then he did the same thing, hit Joe Simmons off to Sam Simmons, and Sam went for a nice long run. So he did it twice in a row, and the Quins just couldn't respond there.
The rampaging Simmons.
Yeah, they just
50 for Sam, 77 for Joe this weekend. If you had him and you captained him, welcome to first place.
Right.
Jeez. That was great. Let's go to the very end of the match, which is obviously the biggest talking point. So the Ibitoye, no try.
Yep.
Oops. I mean, huge error by Ridley.
Right.
And let me just start by saying I really like Christoph Ridley.
Me too.
Especially as a young referee. There's a couple referees I would kick like into the next universe over Christoph Ridley. Mm-hmm. So let me just say I really do like him, especially as a young referee. Mm-hmm. He totally balled that decision, though.
He did.
He's had a couple of bad ones. That was definitely his worst that I've seen so far. But as far as the penalty try decision, for me, it's not a makeup. It's, we've been down here forever, and you've just been fucking giving away penalty tries.
Right.
Finally, Quinn's get some goddamn movement, and Exeter still fuck it up.
Right.
So I'm more than okay with the penalty try. I don't care if they weren't necessarily going over the line.
To me, that's a fine call because how
many times did Exeter commit a penalty to stop themselves from getting shoved
back?
Didn't
they have 2 yellow cards during that sequence?
One, but they
were on 2 yellow cards.
They were on a second warning,
right?
For sure,
right. And at that point, how many times do you see in that kind of situation where you have all that pressure built up, and the referee has you can't just keep allowing penalties, and without then they don't score, and it's like, well, fuck, you just lost the game because how many times would you have had an opportunity that was taken away because of a penalty, and because he screwed up the first one that should have been a try. At that point, you're like, you know what, fuck you guys, Exeter, you did everything you could to fuck up this ball, and including the offsides penalties, this and that. I thought he was going to give the penalty try at the offside penalty. I thought that was nope, you're off, you do that.
You did this on purpose.
You did it on purpose. You're obviously screwing up a scoring play. You rushed the defense, and that made them knock it on. At that point, it was like, okay, that's your last. That to me, I was sitting there. I turned to my wife and she's like, "What the hell's going on here?" And I'm like, "This has got to be this. If they do it again, it's got to be a penalty try. No matter what happens, another penalty has to be a penalty try." And he did it, and I was like, "Yeah, there you go." They have the balls to say this is unacceptable behavior and discipline by Exeter, and this is what you get.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember last year, I think it was Bath going against Worcester. Worcester eventually scored, but they ate 3 yellow cards because they kept committing infringements, right. And Worcester did eventually score, but those are
Worcester scored.
Those are two fine solutions to the same problem. I don't have neither one's more right than the other. I don't have a problem with the way Ridley made that decision. So and Exeter just were completely. Oh my God! I can't believe you just ordered a penalty try against us. It's like, dude, you guys sucked for the last 20 minutes of this match. You deserve to lose. Sorry.
They did. That was the thing. Is that right? Exeter deserved to lose that based on how they played, and what else are you going to say about it? Because
you can't. Anybody that really the only people that will argue that they shouldn't have lost that match would be Exeter fans,
right?
And
this
is remember, this is Saracen. These are Saracen supporters talking very highly of Quinn's here. Just remember that. Okay? Let's just clarify that. All right. And it doesn't pain me to say that because I don't dislike the Quinns nearly to the level of, say, the New York Yankees as a Boston Red Sox fan. But yeah, they totally deserve to win this game. Anybody that couldn't see that, you were either an Exeter fan or you have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
So, well done to the Quinns. They go ahead and take the win, 34-30 over the Exeter Chiefs, and they are certainly showed that Exeter are not bulletproof.
No, they're not. They rocked up that whole match.
Big time. Well, this was a fun one. Northampton 21, Saracens 27. Everything for anyone that possibly could want to watch a rugby match. I think we had it.
Yeah,
this was a pretty good match, just entertainment wise.
Right. Outside of, let's get the bad out of the way first. The injuries. We had
scary stuff.
Bigger's injury, which looked apparently a lot worse than it was.
Thank God.
He may be back soon, which is good.
Yeah.
But then the HIAs.
The 4 of them,
3 in one play. It looked like because it was Jackson Ray.
Ray was goofy.
He was.
He was definitely not.
So was Good.
Yeah, he wasn't great either.
No.
But I think Ray was worse. He
Yeah.
was laughing. He was in another planet. Let's just say that.
And Duncan Taylor had an issue too.
Dunk did not do well either. I think he actually picked that up on. Did he pick that up on the bigger hit or no?
No, there was. Oh fuck! I don't remember. I don't remember
he picked it up either.
Yeah, well, hold on.
It wasn't good either way. He definitely was down for the count. I mean, Don Morris deputized quite well. Nick Tompkins knows what the try line is. Not news there.
No news there.
I mean, he had obviously an easy advantage that they were able to capitalize on.
Speaking of an easy advantage, Ben Earl.
Read it like a book.
Yeah.
And it's so funny that it happened to Cobus Reinach, because who's the king of that?
Right.
Reinach. And it's like, oh, wow. There were I saw a video of Northampton fans being very unhappy with Ben Earl scoring that.
Oh, yeah. The
couple middle fingers.
The double freedom rockets. Yeah.
I guess we're not too happy about that, eh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Eddie Jones, are you paying attention this weekend? Good
right.
God, there's so much evidence that should be out there that says I might fuck up. I might be fucking up here.
No, you
just a thought. Just a thought.
A little bit.
Yeah, and then we had Will Skelton going for a little scamper. That was fun to watch.
That was
just knocking people over and noping people left and right. It was so Saracens played great. Obviously, Harry Mallender played his ass off.
Yes, he did.
That was a great line that he ended up running for his try.
Yeah, Wiggy got completely lost on that.
Yeah,
Wigglesworth just
wasn't sure.
Yeah, I was kind of annoyed by that because I don't like seeing players with their hands in the air looking at the referee or like.
It doesn't usually lead to good things. Anyway.
Right, he's looking like he's standing a little bit off sides with his arms up, trying to. I'm not sure what he's trying to signal to the ref instead of getting in position to make a tackle. And Mallender's just like, okay, bye.
Yeah, see ya.
Just watch it. Okay, you can just keep your arms up in the air and I'll just keep running by.
Wiggles did make a difference, though.
He did.
With his foot especially. There's so much.
And he made up for it with a try-saving tackle later, too. So.
Yes, he did. So he doesn't, to speak, I don't know what else I can say about Wiggles and his contribution to his team. I mean, I think he's done at the end of this year, and it'll be sad to see him go. He's had a great career, but man, he's still got it.
Right,
he's still got it. And one more.
On the other end,
what's that?
Yeah, the Manu Vunipola had another. He's really picking it up. Another quality game from him.
Yeah, I'm really happy to see that out of him.
And then another young player who is just having a fucking hell of a season. Roddy Shagan.
Yeah, Shagan's
that try.
Yep.
The little
good step.
Good step. The just tippy toeing the touchline and dotting down the try.
Good footwork, dude.
Well done.
Yeah.
Because a lot of players will do a little juke move and put that foot into touch.
Yes.
Especially when they're young.
Mm-hmm. Just not
but
being aware.
That footwork was veteran quality right there.
Absolutely. Yeah, and there's one person whose praise I've sung before, and I don't think it can be understated. Nick Asikwe is playing very, very well. He's playing out of position.
Right.
Still doing a very serviceable job as a 6 because right now apparently we have more second rows than we do back rows. So, and he's doing a very admirable job as a 6, but he's running the line out too. And we're talking about missing George Cruz, who runs England's line out.
Yeah.
And he's running the line out instead. So so it has to be said he's. I was thinking about it today. Like, there's that short list of players that have been yanked off the field before much more than 30 minutes was up in their England debuts, and I don't know what good folks like Eddie think that does for these young players. It doesn't do them any good. And then to just banish them for the rest of their career,
right?
Like, this is their first England cap. Nick's was against South Africa for fuck's sake. I mean, that's not a cakewalk by any means whatsoever. And I'm pretty sure he was playing opposition as well.
Yeah.
At that point, so it's like, all right, this is.
And instead, now he's putting fucking Ewells at 8, and it's like, okay, if you're gonna have a lock out of position, I would much rather have Ezekwe at 6 than Ewells at 8.
Yeah, agreed.
But that's just me.
Call me kooky. So Saracens win. Northampton 21, Saracens 27. don't tell the Saracens there's nothing to play for.
Right.
They're still playing.
Pride.
This would
a lot of pride there.
If they didn't have all the point imposed on them, they'd be in second.
Mm-hmm.
So just remember that. Leicester 14, Worcester 8, and moving on.
And that happened.
I didn't watch the game.
Neither did I.
Yeah, I looked at it. I'm like,
nope.
No. Whole lot of no. Ben White's, I can tell you the fantasy-wise, Ben White scored 30, Vianu scored 33. That's the big numbers on the one side. And then on the other side, Hugard with 26. Hugard usually produces. Ollie Lawrence with 28. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Good on him. Your buddy Moles with 31. That's a pretty good one. But yeah, I saw the score, and kind of like we talked about last week, I'm gonna look at the score lines and figure out if I actually want to watch this friggin' match.
Kitchener off the bench with 30 though.
What?
Making up for his Andrew Kitchener. Making up for his
hot damn,
his yellow right off as he entered.
62 minutes played. Who did he come in for? Had to be, well, I couldn't tell you actually, Bresler or his brother. Bresler. Oh, so we had Kitchener and Kitchener attorneys at law in the second row.
Yes, we did.
Okay, well, that sounds like fun at least. Couldn't tell you what happened. Leicester won. That's the end. I'm sorry. I couldn't. I could not bring myself to watch this match. Let's go Sunday. Let's start with the one that kicked off first. Irish 26, Wasps 36.
I'm not sure I watched this match.
This was
no, I didn't watch.
This was decent quality.
I think I watched like clips of it or something, or like a little bit.
There was, our little graph that we have on the Rugby Mag. Thank you, Rugby Mag. Pretty much dictates it. Irish definitely had the control for a little while, and then just a surge by the Wasps took off, and that's where they ended up getting it taken over there. Couple players I do want to highlight. Ben Meehan for Irish. He's holding off Nick Phipps as an international, an Australian international 9.
And that chip and chase for the try. I did watch this guy. Yeah, there's my notes.
There we go.
The chip and chase for the try. I mean, this was I talked about Nick White. This was very much among all competitions to me a scrum half week. So many scrum halves played well.
Yeah, there were a lot.
Nick White played well, and here we have Ben Heenan just opening up the yeah,
and Robson too.
Yeah, and Robson right.
In the same match.
Yeah,
playing very well.
Certainly a high quality matchup right there between those two, even with the international Phipps on the bench.
Right, it's crazy. How about Kepu feeding it through the legs to give his team a shot?
Yeah, you gotta love the prop action like that, because it's like one of those. If he fucks it up, it's like that's a prop trying to have fun. Who cares? But when he does it, you're like, a prop did that. What the
fuck? Yeah, that was. Great heads up play by him. Ben Loader's try was a good step.
Yeah, he's okay.
He's not too bad. Waisaki who?
Who? What?
Yeah, exactly. Adam Coleman went for a hell of a scamper as well. Good luck getting in that guy's way. Jacob Umaga, the kid's playing with a load of confidence right now. So I can understand what Eddie sees, but I just still think there's somebody better. I'm not saying that Umaga is bad. What I'm saying is there's better out there, but I do appreciate that this kid's playing with a shit ton of confidence. So I do have the appreciation for that at the very least. So good on the kid.
And I also want to point out the Irish, with the clock red, they're in their own 22, and they worked it down the field. They worked it very well down the field to get the bonus point try. That's a very heads up and very well organized, especially for still, like, you have to remember it's their first time or their first year back in the Prem, and they're playing with a lot of players who are still new to the club, and they're still getting used to each other. Yep. But they're looking like they're used to each other now.
Much better.
And that kind of organization and teamwork to move from one end to the other, fantastic. I know Wasps didn't really have to defend because they had their own bonus point win, and their points were locked up. But
there's a bit of pride that's usually on the line there, too.
Right? And they were playing hard. The penalties that they earned were aggressive penalties, or the penalties they gave away were aggressive penalties. And then the Irish took advantage and ended up with the maul over try to get the bonus point. So just really smart heads up play by the Irish and well worked.
Yeah, I do want to point this out, and I know we've said it about a billion times. Remember when England didn't have any back rowers?
Yeah.
Jack Willis.
Right.
Kid's pretty good.
He's not bad at all.
Nope. And then, of course, our boy Bryce Campbell got on the field as well. So happy to see him get in there.
Yank on the field.
Yay! So Irish 26 lost 36. Lost jumped themselves up into the mid table and get away from the bottom half. Nobody wants to finish 11th, but it's still it's not quite the same.
Really good lately, and I can't tell. I
can't imagine
if there's only I could figure out a catalyst for that and why. That.
No idea.
All right, well, moving on.
Wouldn't know a thing about it. Bath 13, Bristol 19. This is a huge one for the Bristolians. They have wanted to beat Bath at the Rec for a long time.
So I want to give you a quote here.
Shoot.
From a tweet that I saw, which was from a Bristol player saying back from their academy days, their club, they did just a fun thing is to get everybody together and everybody was going to write down what their goals were, what they wanted to do, with what their high point of their career would be, or what their biggest goal would be from a career. And they said that most of them are saying, oh, I want to play for England and maybe captain England and blah blah blah.
Why wouldn't you?
One player, and I'm going to ask you to guess who it was, said, I want to be playing for the top side for Bristol and beat Bath at the Rec.
Was that Joe Joyce?
That was Joe Joyce.
Yeah, I think I saw that. That's great. That's good.
You gotta love that hate.
Yeah. A little bit of fire in there.
Totally a Bristol man.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, I think the one guy for me, Charles Piatow.
I was thinking about cutting him like 2 weeks ago and cutting my losses.
No, you don't.
Nope.
No.
He's going to stick with me for a while. I'm good.
He was extremely good. Callum Sheedy was very good as well. But yeah, Piatow was just making guys miss for fun. So just making people have a seat just because he felt like it.
Yeah, why not?
So it was really good. Reece Priestland might get a phone call this week. I don't know. I guess he doesn't have the official 70 caps that you need or whatever it is for Wales. I would totally make the exception for that. If you're in need of a 10 and you really don't have another option, you might as well just pick up the phone and call him.
Yeah,
because that's definitely worth it. Reece Webb's first game for the Bathmen, not as successful as he'd like, but he's still getting used to his teammates. So, and I mean, he knows who his 10 is. That's for sure.
Yeah,
that they've played together plenty of times, not necessarily in the black, blue, and white, but they are they know who each other are. Will Chudley's scrum half line for his try, that was excellent.
Yeah,
Priestland was the one that broke the line, but that's a textbook good scrum half line right there. That was right. Excellent stuff.
And it was this match where Bath were camped out on Bristol's doorstep, and well, first off,
Bristol repelled
it. Bristol held, and that's to me that's where I was, and they even earned a yellow, and it was Joyce who got the yellow, but they didn't end up scoring a try. They didn't even score on that that opportunity. So that's, I guess, back where I was with Harlequin's Exeter. Like, after a while, and this was not even close to the amount of time that Quins were on Exeter's doorstep. Right. But this is the shit that happens, and at some point you gotta award that penalty try.
Look at the numbers and the match stats. Don't even look at the scoreline. You think, oh, Bath must have won this. Maybe even by a landslide. Territory 70%, possession 66%. Bristol made 215 tackles, and Bristol won.
Yeah.
So I mean that says a lot about the Bristolians and the way they play defense. It says a little bit about Bath and the way they attack possibly as well.
Oh yeah, it says a lot about that.
I think they're obviously missing a few pieces in there, but yeah, I think that definitely says a lot about Bristol and the way their defense has been charged.
Yeah,
Pat Lamb even talked about it on the broadcast. He's really looking for that.
And I realized that you can't go by fantasy points as the
barometer.
As a barometer for how guys played. But you look at the Bath team, and once you get out past Priestland, who had 45 points this weekend, it was only Rakanaguni who had over 20.
Right.
Out in the back line.
Way in the back line, yep.
McConaughey with 12, Matavesi 15, Wilson 10, Homer had 15.
Yep.
What? Obviously, these guys
semi-indication at least.
Right. You need to have. If you only have one guy with over 20 outside your 10, you're not.
It is a sign. It's not necessarily everything, but it is a sign.
Right. It's indicative of some sort of deficiency there
with the attack. Yep. So, like I said, Bath 13, Bristol 19.
And Vui with the out of position try.
Yeah, way out of position, but it still worked.
Yep.
Yeah, give him a load of credit for that one.
And Jordan Crane, the return of Jordan Crane, the short return of Jordan Crane.
The short-lived of piano on his back. He is retiring at the end of the year, but too bad he couldn't get a whole lot more run.
Right.
Let's go to the guys in Super Rugby. Hi Rebels, where you been all my life? Andrew Kellaway, holy shit, that guy's not too bad, eh? Speedy little bugger. Might have won me a week. Call me happy. But yeah, the Highlanders 22, Rebels 28. Rebels come in and crash the Highlanders party big time, and there was a point where look, the Highlanders were going to take this back. And then the Rebels decide, no.
Yeah.
So good on them.
Right. And we'll just say a prayer for...
Oh, man. James Lynch's.
Yes.
Man. Did you see it?
No.
Good.
No.
I saw it. It was not good.
I couldn't watch enough. Well, I couldn't watch enough of the match. I saw a replay.
Oh, Jesus.
But I didn't see the injury on the replay because I just watched it the first time through. But I saw him fall over, and I saw all that stuff, and I was like, I'm not looking closely at this, and I'm just gonna.
The foot was pointed the wrong way. That's all you need to know.
Yeah,
I was like, ooh, and the Rebels totally were like, whatever.
Well, I saw they
were all waving like they could have scored on the play they were talking. They were that this play stopped at, and they had no problem with it.
Right?
Like, yeah, this dude's leg is clearly broken. We need to get him off the field. We'll deal with the attack later.
Right.
So, and Rebels showed all kinds of sportsmanship by going over to Lynch's afterwards and making sure he was okay and checking on him and wishing him well. So, give him loads of credit for those boys. Highlanders 22, Rebels 28. Speaking of Australian teams, what the fuck, Waratahs? Where you been? Holy crap! Like bye week did them well, obviously.
Yeah, that helps.
And I know the Lions had it too, but clearly the Waratahs used it much better to their ability. My goodness, front row try anybody? Good spell.
Yeah,
goes for a run.
Right. I mean, it does help that the Lions are kind of shit this year.
They definitely lost a lot, and you can tell.
Right. So that certainly helps the Waratahs playing at home against a bad team on the road out of the continent. So
right. Marnus Schoeman with a double. Thank you.
Yeah.
Take that.
Put that in my pocket.
Yeah, definitely. They played. I mean, give the Waratahs credit. They played their asses off in this game. They knew they needed to get something out of this game. You could tell the way that they had a lot more urgency in the way they played than the Lions. And it was very evident. Their front row played fantastic. Obviously, James Ram gets his first try for in his first Super Rugby match. So hey, good on you, kid. I think he's starting this week actually. So see if he can make it 2-2. But the Waratahs 29 on Lions 17. Yeehaw! So Waratahs get off the.
Yes, he is starting at wing. Yep.
Yeah, how about that?
Which would be helpful for them if they can. If he can ride that out.
If they have two young wings with him and Marky Mark, that'd be something to certainly be excited if I was a Waratahs fan. That's for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot to like about their outside backs there.
Well, Hurricane 62, Sunwolves 15. How much of this do you want to talk about?
I watched the first half.
That's probably the extent that you needed to.
This match started at like 10:30, almost 11 o'clock our time, PM on Saturday. And I was like, I'm falling asleep, but I'll pop it on. And I watched a little bit, and I was like, well, this is entertaining. And then, at half, I'm like, yeah, no, whatever, I'm good. That Van Wyck
hat trick,
right?
Hat trick in his first Hurricanes game. Not too terrible,
right?
Chase Tiatia, he's back.
Yeah,
he has returned. The man returns with the triumphant bit of work here. Gets a conversion on top of it. Why not?
Why not?
Because what's his face?
Smith.
Well, Fletcher Smith is the starter, but Garden Bishop, I believe, is hurt.
Oh, okay.
So Fletcher Smith's probably going to get a little bit of a run here.
Right.
So
well, he was the one kicking all the conversions, and then they're like, let's get Chase a kick.
Why not? Yeah. Great stuff from the Hurricanes. Obviously,
Vince Asso.
Asso. Yeah, that dude is.
He'd have like so in FRD he had like 60 points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he assisted on 3 or 4 tries. Plus, he scored one of his own.
Yep.
So
that'll do it.
I believe they called it being assoed.
Yeah.
Yes, you were.
Yep.
Great stuff for them. Unfortunately, I think the Seminoles are starting to show the true colors, which I hate it, but it's just a fact. No Garth April this game. I think that makes a big difference.
A little bit,
in my opinion. Kid's a fantastic player, so I think he has a very bright future. So, just a little bit of a problem here and there for these guys. Hurricane 62, Seminoles 15. Let's go to the next day, Saturday. Reds 23, Sharks 33. Sharks have shitloads of speed. It's not a new thing, but if you didn't know it, you know it now. They have a boatload of players that are just going to turn it on whenever they can. Lucanio returns with a vengeance.
Yeah, he needed a little bit of a break. I'm back. And he got it.
Yeah, he did. Madash Tomway obviously capped it off very well. Little bit of... Yeah, I wasn't overly thrilled with BP, Bernard Pickerel, in this match. I thought some of his decision-making wasn't great as far as giving away certain penalties that really I don't think were necessarily in players' control. So I thought that was a little bit unfortunate. Dylan Richardson, anybody snap him up at hooker for FRD?
I haven't.
He's listed as a hooker.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's been snagged.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I looked.
So if you have the Sharks front row, drop to your knees and count your blessings, because you have 4 front row players on the field if he's playing.
Right.
Because he's technically listed as a hooker, and FRD's not changing that. So
yay.
Yeah, there you go. Good luck. Anyway, good stuff from the Sharks. They, I think they're the team to beat in South Africa.
Likely.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna have to beat the Jaguars, but that's it.
Right.
It's going to be those two teams. Let's go to Stormers and the Blues. Holy shit, Blues. What the hell?
Holy shit, Stormers. What the fuck?
Oh, I know. The Stormers played an absolute... Let's not split hairs here. The Stormers played an absolute egg in this match. This was terrible from them. I know Jakob Piper was the referee. I don't care.
No.
He did not make this much of a difference.
No, he did.
Stormers 14, Blues 33.
Yeah, I mean, the Stormers...
Joe Marchant.
Yeah.
There's that guy. There's that guy.
He can play wing a little bit.
Play anywhere he wants to, I think.
Right. Especially with Ioane coming back. That just opened up so much space for both the Blues wings.
Huge
but
return.
Obviously, especially Marchant.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then they're about to get another return coming in the next week, not this coming week.
I think in the next couple of weeks we could see a couple of big returns for them.
But they're playing Bowden Barrett in a club match to get the kinks out this weekend. So if all
goes well,
he'll be playing next weekend. So this might be the time to get him on your roster. Oh wait, I already have him on my roster.
Hopefully you stayed pat on him and didn't just dump him.
The funny thing is I dumped him in one of our leagues this past weekend.
Yeah.
And then picked him right back up on waivers.
Smart, yeah.
I
dumped Tamua because I needed to, but I picked him back up. I needed to because I just didn't have the space on my roster.
Right.
But anyway, this was not a brilliant performance by any means whatsoever from the Stormers. Very good from the Blues, don't get me wrong. They did everything right. Steven Parafetta is actually playing very well. Even though he's playing wherever they tell him to, and he's doing a serviceable job by all means at any spot he's told to. So give him loads of credit. Your buddy at scrum half, Mike Ruru, might be
supplanted.
Yeah, might be.
He had I've been shitting on both their scrum halves, Ruru and Knock. But Knock played his ass off. I thought he really made that attack go. And the difference is that he's throwing that pass that helps the whoever's that receiver go forward, whereas knock hits them stagnant and sucks. I think that's the technical term. But yeah.
No, I totally agree. I definitely would encourage a scrum half to have their runners run onto it. So if that means leaving it a yard in front of them, then that's perfect. That makes them put a foot forward, unless they're saying, unless the plan for the attack at that time is to have him catch it standing still,
right?
Which it's a set move. You know what you're doing,
right?
But yeah, you're right. In that case, I do like that a little bit better.
Yeah, and I think that's what really helped spark their attack this week. So a little, Harry Randall, or the opposite of Harry Randall and Urin for Bristol. They, at this point, the Blues have to just ride the.
You gotta ride the hot
hand. Ride the less cold hand.
The less crappy hand.
Yeah.
The not so bad hand.
Right.
For sure. Yeah. So Stormers 14. There we go. That's the one. Blues 33. Let's go over to Loftus Versfeld. Bulls 24. Jaguars 39. Jaguars, but despite having one loss, I believe they are, or two losses now actually. But despite that, they certainly seem to not be somebody that's just going to go away very easily. Obviously, they have a boatload of talent in that team, and they just played. They play as a unit. You got to give them that. They play as a unit. Buffelli is everything that you could want in an outside back. Plus, he's a tough bugger on top of it. And these guys are playing. They got Joaquin Diaz-Bonilla back. And Miotti played brilliantly in his stead too. So it's like, what do you do if you can't sit there and say, oh, they're going to change him out. Nope. They're both just as good. So right. You can't sit there and say that. I believe the words you said last week were the Bulls are not good, and I don't think they're great by any means whatsoever. They played a little bit better this match than I've seen. Ben Stodden played very well in his return, but other than that, you might have something there. You might have something there. Not gonna lie.
Might be onto something. I don't know.
I think that, and they're gonna have probably a similar problem to the Blues, where scrum half's gonna be a problem for them. I think Papierre's okay.
Yeah,
he's not good. Van Sale is.
He was good. Where did he? Okay, Papierre. He came from somewhere, right? Where else was he playing?
Well, he's been here, but he went to Sale for a little bit.
That's what. Okay, because he had a really good match with Sale earlier this year.
He did,
and so I should have realized it was Sale. He's South African.
Shocker.
But I'm kind of disappointed. I thought he, based on what I'd seen of him with Sale, that he'd be better.
No,
but,
I can understand that.
Not so much.
Nope. Bulls 24, Jaguars 39. Jaguars are certainly in the hunt. I think they're actually probably in the first. They're in second.
They're third.
They're in third in South Africa? Oh, yeah, Sharks. Hello.
Yeah.
Stormers, I like the way the Sharks are playing a little bit better than the Stormers.
Mm-hmm. Especially after this weekend.
But just in general, watching them.
Right.
Stormers are good. Don't get me wrong. They're solid. Good luck. For the most part, they're a wall getting through their defense. But Sharks are just very fast, very exciting.
And their attack, I
like that.
Pimpy.
Yeah. They didn't have him this weekend, I don't think. That's
no, and they still did well without him.
They're pretty good.
And they still haven't played, oh, shit, who
Jamie
was
Pearson.
Yeah, who's their other wing? The other wing from the national team. We'll get to that.
Maybe later.
Yeah, maybe later.
All right. So, let's go to this lovely thing that we like to do called Start Sit. It's a whole lot of fun. So, everybody, keep in mind. So, if you haven't read your message from TRM, they're going to lock the game at the Ireland kickoff. So, which is like 9:15 on Saturday morning for us. So,
okay,
extrapolate that from Eastern U.S. time. You can figure it out. Anyway, they're locking the game then. They're going to lock the game then.
Okay.
So, just keep that in mind. You can play any of those players, but it's going to be like an average Kind of like what they did with the World Cup.
Yeah, it's your average. Their average.
Happened.
Right.
Whatever the average is that weekend, that's what they'll award those players. So you can play those players. Mm-hmm. Some of them, it might actually be worth it because your other options might suck this weekend. Just remember that.
So is it the average player at that position or just average player?
Average. Outright average.
Okay. So, and I was talking about Nkosi, who hasn't been playing.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, he hasn't played much.
No.
You are correct, sir. You are correct.
Yeah, I get to be right, even though I couldn't remember the guy's name.
No, that you're right about. You're right. I couldn't remember his name either, so whatever.
So fuck us, right?
Yeah, right. I think you're up first.
England, Wales?
Yeah, that one.
All right. For England, Sinclair, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
He should have a pretty good game. I don't know how much Genge is going to play, but that might be at least give it a thought to it, even though if he's a reserve.
Mm-hmm.
He's still a points scorer. Might be one, if you have him on your bench. Jamie George has been huge. Johnny May, Owen Farrell, Ford, and Underhill. Underhill's been their, I think, their best scoring loose forward.
That's probably true, yeah.
So he's a good option, and Mario Itoje, you can't go wrong with him.
Yeah, hard to steer away from that.
And I don't know how well Cruz is going to do in this match. And I saw he's more of a defensive player, but that still gets you points as well as the lineouts.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to stick with Itoje.
Right.
For Wales, this is going to be interesting because don't know exactly who their scrum half could be.
Yeah, there's a lot of options there.
Not sure who their fly half's going to be.
Yeah.
But outside of that, for now, Tipperick, someone you really are going to struggle to keep off your roster. Ken Owen has been putting up points. Ball and Alan Wynn. Mm-hmm. Whoever the scrum half is, whether it's Williams or Davies, mm-hmm. I'd give a shot. And then Nick Tompkins. Should be playing. It's hard because I think he's going to be their crashing center, mm-hmm. and he'll be, I think, making enough tackles. It's going to be hard to see how Wales do well in this match. So I'm not going to really suggest anybody else other than those players.
Yikes.
And I wouldn't expect that. So that's the other reason why I wouldn't expect Cruiser to do too well because again he's getting more on the defensive side of points. I don't know how much Wales are going to have possession.
Right. That's a possibility as well. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Scotland, France. This should be entertaining for a few reasons. I'm kind of expecting France to do well, but really well here. But also, Scotland do have some decent scorers that you should lean on. Hastings proved himself against Italy. I mean, God, he scored like 71 against them. That's enough for me. I don't care if it's Italy. 70 is a lot, last I checked. Watson, Ritchie are starts as well. Sutherland, if you have Hogg, you might as well roll him out there.
Yep.
Fagerson, Stuart McNally, if he's the starting hooker, I would definitely play him. He's way more dynamic, so go ahead and roll him out there. Ali Price is worth a start because France don't do necessarily that well against scrum halves. Their two second rows, Cummings and Toulis, are probably a sit, and Magnus Bradbury is highly selected, but probably shouldn't be started. For the French, they're going to be pretty obvious names that you know very well at this point. Intimac, Dupont, Audivon, Willemse, Aldrit, Marchand, Kroos, Leroux, Damien Penaud. Hopefully he's back this week. I think he's back this week. So that'll give you a little bit of hope on the wing out there. The guys that I'd absolutely avoid are Fiku and Vakatawa. And we talked about him last week. Teddy Toma. Just not getting it done fantasy-wise.
No.
So, sorry. Nope. All right. Let's go to the Prem. Sail Irish. That's the one.
There you
go. Let me.
That's what happened.
Words to edit. Let's go to the dashboard here real quick. For fuck's sake. I knew I screwed something up.
What the fuck?
Here I am thinking we're all sitting pretty. Worcester and Northampton's first.
There it is. Is that me? That's me.
That is you.
Yay! So Worcester. Do you want to be starting for for across the for TRM? You want to start Molds because he's been doing all right. But you still want to. I would say for FRD, you want to sit the Worcester front row. Odd dynamic there, but there you go. also for Worcester to start, Anton Bresler has been scoring up some significant points. Cornell Dupree, Ted Hill, and Francois Hugard are players you want. Duncan Weir, only start in FRD. Don't start him in TRM because there's so many better options. For Northampton, Harrison, Rhynak, Nayarvoro, Tom Wood, all our starts in across the formats. For FRD only, you want to be looking at Grayson because he'll be their starting 10, and that's a good ad. With you don't want to have him for TRM because it's just not worth it. Matt Proctor has been scoring much better in FRD than he has in TRM, so start him.
Probably there, yeah.
In FRD, and Tom Collins is another one.
Yeah, pretty good stuff. All right, now that I've gone and sorted that out, Sale Irish, the other Friday night match. Sale, it's fairly straightforward, guys that you know. Anybody with the last name Dupria. John Ross is good if McGuigan's available.
Even Jean-Luc Dupria?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he's fine.
All right.
Fine.
He's settling into that lock role.
Yeah, he's fine, especially in TRM. FRD, if you have a better option, I understand, but at the same time, he's hard to sit.
Okay.
John Ross is worth a roll out there as well. I don't know if McGuigan's going to be available. If he is, roll him out there. Sale front row, along with Ross Harrison's a good one. The James brothers are guys that I would only start in FRD. Their TRM numbers are not great. For the Irish, there's still some worthy names, even though they're going against the best defense in fantasy. Blair Cowan, Ollie Hoskins. Ollie Hoskins is like top 2 or 3 prop in TRM, so you got to play him. Tui Sui, the unsittable Ollie Hassel-Collins, and Adam Coleman's been playing out of his skin lately, so you got to play him. And then the rest are just the rest of the guys I unfortunately have sits. The other wing, Loader, Heptima, Irish front row. Yeah, this is the wrong front row to go against. If you have a front row, find somebody else quickly. Curtis Run is also somebody that I would avoid at all costs.
All right, on to Sarries versus Leicester.
Hooray!
Should be a fairly one-sided affair, especially with Leicester. Well, Leicester really not having anybody due to the Six Nations.
We did this once before at Welford Row, and it worked out fine for the Saracens, so that's all I know.
And this one is at Allianz Park, so should be a little bit different from that, too. Starts, you want Ezekwe, someone who I've been kind of down on, but had an excellent week last week and should repeat that again, is Will Skelton. Whoever the 9 is, whether it's Wigglesworth or Spencer, you want to go with. And for the FRD, you want to start you want to start Saracens front row.
Yes, you do.
And in that respect, you also want to start Mako Vunapola in TRM because he's back and should be playing.
Yeah.
And then Roddy Sagan is a starter across.
He's been a beast
because he's been huge. He's somebody I don't know that I don't even know who would replace him at this point because I think even when they're at that full noise, he's worthy. He's one of their wings.
Yeah.
So he's someone to be looking to possibly add in TRM. For FRD only, you want to start Manu Vunapola because he's a quality option there.
Yep. And especially while all these guys are away.
Right. And I'm not sure what his value is or what his cost is in TRM to make that call, but you also know that once Farrell's back. For Leicester, Lavanini, Vaianu, and Harry Wells. Oh, Harry Wells.
Hey.
You wouldn't expect him, but he's actually been scoring very well. And he's also in TRM. He's a lock/flank, so he's got that versatility. So that's somebody you might want to be picking up anyway because I think he's pretty cheap and outscoring his cost. For FRD only, Ben White because
he's not worth the ad.
He's not worth the ad in TRM, but in FRD, if you need a scrum half, give him a look.
Yeah, especially if you have like Youngs or whoever else is away this week.
Right. He's an excellent the ad for a fill-in.
Yep, for sure. Exeter Bath. Exeter, believe it or not, Exeter are one of the leakier teams defensively in fantasy, so you're going to have some good options for Bath. But let's start with Exeter. Sam Simmons, O'Flaherty's a good option. Either Steenson or Joe Simmons is fine. Johnny Hill, he's picking up where he's found it again. He's found Johnny's got his.
I think
groove
he even
back.
scored well off the bench last week. So
yeah, Johnny got his groove back, so you can go ahead and play him. Darn Iman's worth the start as long as he's playing. Start in TRM for sure. Actually, is Nick White. Not great in FRD, which I can't believe, but hey. It's funny how they translate sometimes. Ollie Devoto's okay at rolling out there in FRD if you have to. Witten, Kirsten, and the Exeter front row are Pines. Yeah, I know, Exeter front row, right? But Bath are actually really good against the front row, believe it or not. Especially with Obano in there.
Yeah.
For the Bathmen, if Priestland's not away with Wales, he's definitely somebody you roll out there. Stuke's worth it. Obano, done if he plays. If not done, Jack Walker's good too. I have him. He's played almost every game. Zach Mercer, assuming he doesn't get benched for some stupid reason. Stuart Hooper, wake up, dude. Bath front row are definitely one of the better scoring front rows out there, and Exeter surrendered plenty of points there, so go ahead. And FRD onlys this week are Rockin' DeGuni and Tom Homer.
On to Wasps versus Gloucester. A little bit of reversals of fortune for these two teams, where Wasps are headed up, Gloucester are headed down. And we'll see how this matchup works because Wasps are playing above their station, Gloucester playing below their station. Let's see what they can do if this kind of moves toward to equalize things. For Wasps, though, Robson, Willis, Carr, Gopperth, Fekitoa, Umaga. Of course, assuming Gopperth was he the one who went off
bloody as hell.
Like, yeah,
his upper lip was pretty bloody. Yeah,
made the grass grow. But if he's playing, play him. Fekitoa and Umaga. For Gloucester, Murray has been excellent at hooker. Rune Ackerman, Lewis Ludlow, Franco Mostert has been scoring pretty decently. And he's kind of building his way back in. I'm sorry, Slater has been building his way back into the lineup. Someone to be looking at. Tom Marshall, Atkinson, Ben Morgan has been spotty.
A little rocky, yeah.
I feel like
I feel bad.
Me too. I feel like Ben Morgan has been his decrease in play has really hurt. That's been a big driving force in Gloucester not playing so hot, as well as Cipriani, who has kind of struggled a bit this season.
Right.
But I'd still start him anyway because you never know when he's going to go off. And then for the same reason, start Ollie Thorley.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
that guy. All right, Bristol and the Quins. This should be an entertaining match for sure. Two teams that seem to be finding ways to play fairly well. For the Bristolians, Callum Sheedy, Chris Vui, if you're saying Pieta, what the fuck's wrong with you? Nathan Hughes should be an auto start as well. Luatua. If Harry Thacker's finally healthy, then yes.
He's still a couple days away, I think. Right.
So maybe not.
Yeah.
Morahan's probably okay. Piers O'Connor, who has played every minute of the Premiership season this year, is still probably only worth an FRD start, and as is Alapate Laiua. Quins, the names are going to just be no-brainers off the top of your head as well. Marcus Smith, James Chisholm, Don Brandt, that guy. Ubatoya is still worth it, even though he seems to be trending in the wrong direction right now, but you never know if he bounces back. Levis, if he's healthy, I don't know if he's healthy yet. Simmons, I think he came off last match, not so hot either, but give him a roll out there if he's healthy. Danny Kerr, yes. Our boy Paul Lasike still knows where the try line is. That
yes,
big fella bowled over this weekend. And then Caden Murley and FRD only.
Okay.
All right. Let's go to the Super. Remember, early kickoff for Super Rugby. It's actually going to be late Thursday night here, which means it'll be like Friday afternoon for some of you guys.
So you'll have this just in time for...
Yeah, keep your heads on a swivel, kids. The lineups are out, so we're able to give you some semi-accurate advice, at least at this point. For the Sunwolves, who are technically the host, even though they're playing in Australia, Fafita, Garth April, Rudy Page, go for it. Mitchell Jacobson is a 15, the full 15 team only for loose forward. The sits right now are the front row for Sunwolves. Brumbies don't give up anything to opposing front rows, so this is the wrong week to gamble on them. Ben Teo, JJ Engelbrecht, and Tassi. For the Brumbies, plenty of options. Most options that are wearing a Brumby shirt this weekend will probably be viable, but these are the guys that I would definitely recommend that they end up in your lineup. Tom Banks, Noah Alessio, Ira Simone, Samu, the front row, Solomoni Kata, Kurandrani, Ala Alatoa, and Falafaying is not playing, but maybe gamble on Carl McInerney this weekend. They I believe he scored a hat trick against the Sunwolves coming off the bench. So if that sounds right, then yeah, maybe he's worth the roll out there. Just FYI.
For the Crusaders versus the Reds. For the Crusaders, their front row should be, as always, pretty excellent. Todd Christie, Tom Sanders, Richie Muonga, Severis, Jack Hoodhue, and George Bridge at 15.
That should be fun.
Maybe good option there. For the Reds, you're looking at Liam Wright, Harry Wilson, Isaac Lucas, Henry Spate, and Jock Campbell are the guys I would start.
Nice. Yeah, I like Jock Campbell. I think he's good.
Yeah, although, because you got to figure the Reds are going to be playing a lot of catch-up, so somebody like Jock Campbell should have plenty of opportunity to...
Give it a run.
Go take a run. Who gives a shit?
Why not? All right. Taz and Chiefs. Taz playing at home for the second week in a row. Let's go with the guys that you're probably going to guess. Beal, their front row, has actually done very well, especially with the addition of Robbie Abel. Speaking of Robbie Abel, go ahead and roll him out there. Hooper. Will Harrison's a good option. He's turned himself into a decent option, even though he wasn't expected to be their number one after Foley left. James Ram might be worth the gamble out there. The Chiefs are a little leaky on fantasy defenses, even though they are a better team. Jack Dempsey, Jack Maddox, Gus Bell, if he's starting, why not? I mean, you're talking about props that are going to score maybe 2 points, maybe take a chance on the guy that's going to hit you a home run. The guys I would avoid would be Mitch Short and Carmichael Hunt. For the Chiefs, Alamalo's back. He's playing 15. There's no Damian Mack this weekend, so we'll go ahead and put him out there. Cruden, Boshier, Sean Stevenson, ALB, Brad Weber, Pita Sowakula, and Tunkeaho. Their hooker should be a definitive start if you have him as your hooker. Their front row is probably a little hit or miss, so start at your own risk. Sam Cain's the only guy I would outright sit. On
to the Hurricanes versus the Blues, which should be an interesting match. So for the Hurricanes, just gonna start their front row. Gareth Evans, Duplessis Karifi, Nane Lomape, TJ Pernara, Vince Asso, so you don't get Asso'd yourself, and Wes Houston should be back. I hope. But other than that, you got to look at these lineups aren't out yet, so we're kind of playing guessing. Well, I'm kind of playing guessing games here
at the moment. Yes.
But they're wings essentially. For the Blues, Rico Ioane, of course, Hoskins Sotutu, Joe Marchant, and not to start, but somebody you should be picking up is Akira Ioane because he's going to be back soon. Also, as I said earlier, the aforementioned Bowden Barrett, who will be back soon. So Barrett and Akira Ioane are guys you want to start stashing on your bench for when they're playing again.
Yeah, if somebody was dumb enough to drop either one of those, grab them. All right, Rebels Lions. So Lions didn't show a whole lot of good things, and the Rebels showed a whole lot of good things. So we'll see what happens here. Rebels we're gonna go with Kellaway, Haylett Petty, Nicerani, Corabetti, Tom English if he's playing. Billy Meeks is definitely worth the rolling out there. Tamua, yes. Matt Phillip, Lawrence if he's their starting 9. I don't like Lamani though, so if he's playing 9, don't play him. Rangi, yes. Cotterill and Hardwick are the full 15 format only. For the Lions, if Yanchi's is your 10, he's one of the better 10s scoring right now, so you're gonna play him. Tyrone Green's worth it. He's like a top 45 player right now for FRD and Super Rugby. Kotsia, Skuman he scored 2 tries last week. There's a reason. He's good. That's not by accident. Len Masson and then Vrian Warner is probably an okay play as well.
And the Sharks versus the Jaguares. For the Sharks, obviously Fassi you can't sit. Kerwin Bosch, Lukanya Nache and Pimpy. If Nikosi's playing, I'll throw that name because I forgot it earlier. Here we go. Nikosi is somebody you'd be wanting to play if he's in the lineup. For the Jaguares, their front row, which has been fantastic.
Yes.
As we talked about, Domingo Mati or Joaquin Diaz Bonilla, whoever's starting at 10, one of those two, play him.
Either or, fine.
Matias Moroni, Santiago Carreras, Sebastian Consigliere, and Emiliano Buffelli.
Top scorer right now in FRD.
Right. Yeah.
Kind of good.
He's all right.
He's kind of good.
So I'm going to go ahead and start him.
Yeah.
All right.
Just a thought. Just a thought.
It takes the expert to say these things.
That one out, right? Oh, shit. Oh, man. All right. Bulls and Highlanders. Highlanders are going to try and recover, obviously. Bulls finally have a top 50 scorer in FRD. His name's Morna Stain, so you better be playing him. Vince Stodden played pretty well last week, so if he's in there again, go ahead. Is this a return of Roscoe Speckman? He scored 30 last week. Maybe, maybe not. If he's in your lineup and you spent a high pick on him, you're probably playing him. So
yeah, really, the Speckman actually, I didn't notice that he actually scored finally.
Yeah, finally.
Or like put a good number. Put up a good number. What the fuck?
Where's he been?
Where you been?
Where you been on my left? Hendricks, Halant, Jandre Rudolph is fine. Kruger's been a great start for second rowers. Josh Strauss is a 15 only format. JB Cosia, Johnny Cosia is a sit. He's an outside back playing 12. It's not great. For the Highlanders, usual suspects. Nareki too. Michael Collins, Rob Thompson. Rob Thompson scored really well last week. Josh Ioane shaking off whatever bad performance happened the other week. He's fine. Aaron Smith's actually probably okay this week too. He scored pretty well last week, finally. Again, talk about a guy that we've been waiting on. And then I know he's not going to be their kicker, but Mitch Hunt might be an okay play this week, who's usually their starting 10. And they've usually bumped Ioane to 12. So if he's in there and you're in need, try it. It might not be a bad idea. Okay, let's go to pick 'em. All evened up there, sir.
Well, yeah, that's actually I'm happy with that. As long as I'm not behind anymore.
No, we're all evened up.
All right, good enough. Good enough.
Good stuff. England Wales at Twickenham. I don't know how Wales win this match, honestly.
Neither of these teams have a fly half. I mean, no, I'm sorry. One of these teams has 2 fly halves, and the other has maybe a half.
Yeah. Half a fly half.
Yeah.
I just don't know how Wales pull it out. That's the only thing. Like, not that England's so much better than them. I just don't know how Wales
They win by sheer will of Alan Wynne Jones. His scowl across the field at the other 14. That's how they fucking win. But it's not going to happen.
No, probably not. Scotland up at Murrayfield against France. I don't know how the French get taken out. So I'm gonna go with Fear the Rooster. All right, to the Prem, Worcester and Northampton. I am definitely gonna go with the Saints because Worcester's played like poop as of late. Yeah, I have that too.
Okay,
I'll tell you. I'll tell you what everything is.
Yeah, it's Saints versus Worcester. Worcester fucking blow.
Yeah, they're not good. They're not that good right now.
So Saints.
Yeah, pull it up on your
Yeah, I'll get it up
on your TRM site there, and that'll solve that.
On it.
Yeah, I'll write them down.
Oh, there it is.
Sale and Irish. Sorry, Irish. This is going to be another loss for you while you're at the AJ Bell.
Sale have been they won last week against Gloucester.
It hasn't been pretty.
It hasn't been pretty.
But
you know who has been pretty?
Irish.
And you know what they've been showing? Some big old clangers. So I'm going to go with the Irish.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I'll take Sale. All right, let's go to our friends at our friends at the Allianz, Saracens and Leicester. I don't know what the Saracens lineup's going to look like. It's going to be a little bit. It might be a little more decimated than usual because of all the injuries. I don't know where Leicester pulls the quality from. That's the only problem. Toulouse Vaillant is definitely their best player, and they have some decent forwards, but no Thomas Young, who, as much of a hammerhead as he is their leader. Mm-hmm. So he's not there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tommy Young's. Yeah.
Tom Young's. That's the one I meant.
Right.
That one.
And I'm just as an aside, I'm calling for a Bateman yellow in this match.
Might happen.
I'm just predicting that.
Yeah.
But Saris.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
Yeah. Exeter Bath. This is going to be an angry Exeter team. Sorry, Bath.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
Rob Baxter's going to be firing some rockets up asses, even though they played really well.
They did.
But you can't lose a match like that.
Nope.
And Bath are, what's that technical term? They're not
great.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go with great. Because they're not bad. So to say that they're not good is not fair. They're just not great.
Accurate, yeah.
And Exeter, I think, are going to put it together tonight, this weekend.
Yep, same. Wasp Gloucester. I have to back the guys in black this weekend. I have to say,
I do too.
Way better.
Gloucester are kind of they're lost a little bit, and if they were at home, I'd have a better warm fuzzy feeling about picking them. But
agreed.
But on the road,
yep,
at Wasps, I'm picking the bees.
Right. Quins and Bristol. Quins have been really Jekyll and Hyde. When they've been really good, they've been really good, and they've played amazingly. When they've been bad, they've been very bad. Bristolians eked one out last week. Played pretty well the week before. They're at home. I guess I'll give the home team the nod here and go with the Bristolians here. Go to Bristol.
Yeah, I too am going to do that because, it's the Quins on the road. They're coming off the high of a semi unearned win, but they earned it. It's like it's a.
Agreed. Yeah,
it's hard to describe how to qualify that game for them, but yeah, let's just qualify it by saying Bears win.
Yeah, go with that. Super. Sunwolves, Brumbies. Sorry, Sunwolves. Brumbies are actually a decent team,
right?
Believe it or not. Crusaders, Reds. I don't know how the Reds get this one done. They were very undone by the Sharks last week.
Right, and I've already called that game, so
yeah, done. Taz, Chiefs. Taz showed a little bit of fight. I still think Warren Gatlin finds a way to get this done.
Yeah,
especially with Aaron Curtin playing at fly half and Brad Weber playing at 9.
And they're coming off a bye week, so
also helpful. Granted, they're traveling, but whatever.
Right.
Hurricanes, Blues. This will be interesting. Hurricanes played at home last week, and Blues are coming back from South Africa, so I think the travel's going to bite them just enough to let the Hurricanes get over the line.
Yeah, I mean, the Blues play well, but again, depends on do we
have a 9?
Yeah. And we don't have the lineup yet, so I don't know exactly who's going to be playing 9, but I know it's not going to be anybody who's very good. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the Canes on this one.
Yep. Rebels, Lions. Rebels showed something last week, and the Lions didn't show a whole lot last week, so I'm going to give it to the Rebels.
Yep.
This will be a fun one. Sharks and Jaguars. Oh, boy. Jaguars are actually playing really well away from home. They're used to it. Sharks are actually traveling a long way.
No, Sharks are at home, right?
Yeah, but they've just come
from
Australia.
Oh, yeah.
Yuck.
So the Jaguars have been in country.
They've actually been in country longer, so I think I'm going to give it to them, actually.
I'm going to go with the Sharks.
Okay. It was a fucking coin toss.
Yeah.
Bulls, Highlanders. The word you used was not good, and I think that the Bulls are more not good than the Highlanders.
Fair enough.
So
Fair enough.
I know the Highlanders will be coming off travel, but I'll give it to them. I won't be surprised if the Bulls win this match, but I think the Highlanders will still find a way to pull it off.
Yeah, the Bulls don't have a win yet this season.
No.
So how can I pick them?
Aaron Major will be kicking somebody's ass this week.
Yeah.
That's for sure. All right. Woo! It's going to be a fun weekend, kids. So, we're going to do that thing where we kind of look at certain scores and determine whether or not we want to watch them.
Right. A little triage action.
Yeah, myself, I'll be a little busy, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, we'll see how that plays out. I am going to be hopeful. I'm going to be very hopeful that the Saracens win, but just be looking out for some good scores and some not 14-8 matches. I don't know about you. That sounds terrible. But anyway, in the meantime, thanks a lot for coming along. We really appreciate that. Check out your Rugby Mag upgrades. Make sure you check out our buddy, the Fantasy Rugby Geek.
Yep.
Fantasy Rugby Podcast at gmail.com. Tweet at both Ben and I if you have questions. We love answering questions. It's a lot of fun for us, believe it or not. We're weird like that. But other than that, we will catch you guys next week. And thanks a lot for coming along, everybody. Cheers.
Bye.